Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So from today we are going to start a crash course on macroeconomics in our channel. So we are going to cover all the topics under macroeconomics in a chronological basis. So do follow and subscribe our channel to get more videos on macroeconomics. Today we are going to start with the topic of circular flow of income. So we'll have quick introduction about what is macroeconomics and what are the concepts will come under macroeconomics, and then we'll see about circular flow of income and the four major models of circular flow of income. So today I will cover up to 2-sector model with savings and investment. This 3-sector model and 4-sector model will be done as a separate video. So let's quickly get into the video. So economics. In economics, there are two main branches of economics that you all know, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. So microeconomics, it deals with the individuals decision making, that can be a firm or household. Their decision making in price, quantity, or or cost. That in an individual sense, microeconomics deals with an individual's decision making, but macroeconomics is not the same. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that decides the economic behavior of all the agents in the economy. That is, macroeconomics is an aggregate sense. It is the study of economy as a whole. So why we need a special branch of economics, special branch called macroeconomics? Because what holds for an individual unit may not hold for an aggregate. That is, microeconomics part, that is individual sense part, is not enough, because I will explain this with a beautiful example. Let's take an example. Let's take a pen. There is an increase in demand for pen. So I'm an individual firm. So I'm a firm, I'm producing pen. So there is an increase in demand for pen in the market. So what I will do, I will try to increase my output to get more profit by using an increase in demand. This is possible for an individual firm. This will work for an individual firm. But consider the industry, pen industry. There are many firms under that industry. So if there is an increase in demand in the market, if every firm try to increase their quantity, is it possible for every firm to increase the quantity? Not at all, because we have one of the major four definitions. One of the major definition is given by Leonard Robbins, that is about the scarcity of resources. So the resources are limited in nature, so it is not possible for all the firm to increase the quantity. So in an aggregate sense, what will happen? There is an increase in demand, resources are limited, every firm cannot increase the output for an increase in demand. So what will the producer will do? There will be a rise in price to decrease the demand. There will be a rise in price to decrease the demand. So in microeconomic perspective, an individual firm will try to increase the quantity, but in macroeconomic perspective, there will be an increase in price. So this is what this sentence means. What holds for an individual unit may not hold for an aggregate. So let's see what are the key concepts will come under macroeconomics, like aggregate price, total output, the determination of aggregate price, output, because in microeconomics we will see a determination of price and output of an individual firm. In macroeconomics we will see in an aggregate sense for a whole economy. We will see it for a whole economy. Then employment rates in the economy, exchange rates, and growth rate of output, especially inflation and the recession and boom period of an economy, economic slowdowns, etc. And this macroeconomics is very important for government to make their fiscal and monetary policies. It is very helpful for the researchers and the experts to make analysis on the economy and frame their policies. So this is a quick introduction about the macroeconomics. So today's concept we are going to do is circular flow of income. Let's quickly get into that concept. So circular flow of income. This concept is a very basic concept for macroeconomics, because all the macroeconomics models, this is the circular flow of income is the base for all the macroeconomic models. What is circular flow of income? Circular flow of income describes the movement of goods and services and income among the different sectors of the economy. It simply means it just says the interdependency of the sector and the market to facilitate both real and monetary flow. I will explain this real and monetary flow while I am doing circular flow of a two sector model. So it's simply circular flow of income shows the interdependency of the sectors and the markets in the economy. This is a very important concept because it is essential for understanding the concepts like national income and the aggregate demand and aggregate supply concepts under different schools, that is classical school, Keynesian school, monetarist, etc. We will cover all this in upcoming videos, and it is very important for the national income concept, circular flow of income. If we understand the circular flow of income, it will be easy to understand national income. So circular flow of income, it is a continuous flow of production and income and expenditure in the economy. So next, so I'm frequently mentioning different sectors. What are the sectors? There are four major sectors in the economy, that is firm, that is business sector, household sector, government sector and foreign sector. So firm sector, it involves all the business units. It includes all the business units. All the business being it's sole proprietor or partnership or MNCs, all the units. The primary function of this sector is to produce goods and services, and render or hire factors of production and make payments for that. So now I will say for all the sectors, I will say the primary function of all the sectors. Next, the household sector, it includes all the individuals in the economy, and they are the owners of factors of production. What are the major four factors of production? That is land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship. These are the four major factors of production, and household sectors are the owners of these factors of production, and they provide factor services to the firms, and they are the consumers of goods and services produced by firm sector. So the primary function of household sector is to provide factor services, and they are also the consumers of goods and services produced by the firm, and they also make payment for the same. Then the government sector. So government sector, the primary function of the government sector is to regulate the economy. And also government sector also incurs expenditure, and also they have revenues, and they earn revenues from tax and non-tax revenues. Non-tax revenues are fees and fines, everything, and the expenditure is for the public services like infrastructure facilities like schools, hospitals, etc. These are all these are basics. And then the foreign sector involves the transaction to the rest of the world. Transactions to the rest of the world, it mainly involves foreign trade, that is net exports. Exports are the goods and services produced domestically and demanded by the foreigners, and imports are goods and services produced by the foreigners and imported by, and demanded by the domestic peoples. So these are the four major macroeconomic sectors, and we are going to use these sectors frequently in the circular flow of income concept. We are going to see the interdependency of this sector, that is the circular flow of income concept. Next, the markets. There are three markets. One is good market. Here there is an exchange of goods and services. There is an exchange of goods and services in this market. So firm is going to be the producer of goods, and all these three sectors are going to be the consumers of this good. This will happen in the goods market. And factor market, there will be a trading of factor services. So all you know, household, as I also already said, that factors of household sector are the factor owners of the factors of production, and they will provide factor services to the firm sector. And in financial market, this market involves banks and non-bank intermediaries like our financial institution, non-banking institutions. As you all know, they will provide loans, that is they provide money to the firms, and also they accept deposits. So next, these are the markets and the four major macroeconomic sectors. Now we will get into the models of the circular flow of income. First is the two sector model. So we are going to use this for major sectors and markets to how the functioning happens in a circular flow, that is circular flow of income. So circular flow of income in a two sector model. So in this model, the economy is assumed to be a closed economy. Economy is assumed to be a closed economy. Closed economy in the sense there is no international trade. No international trade in the sense there is not going to be any foreign sector, and we are not going to include government sector too. So government sector too. So in this two sector model, we are going to take only two sectors, household sector and firm sector. So as we are going to take only two sectors and there is no international trade, so the domestic households are going to be the only consumers of the product produced by the firm, and firm is going to be the only producer of the product. So only households are the only consumer, firm is going to be the only producer, and households are going to provide factor services to the firm, and firm is going to provide goods and services to the household. So as they are both are interdependent, so income of the household, another important thing to be noted here is, in this model we are going to assume that income of the household is entirely spent on goods and services produced by the firm. So that means there is no savings or investments in the economy. So therefore income of the household is going to be equal to the income of the firm, because entire income of the household is spent on the goods and services produced by the firm. That is equal to the consumption expenditure of the household, which is equal to the factor payments made by the firm. Factor payments are the factor incomes to the household, that is income of the household. That is income of the household, which is equal to income of the firm, which is equal to factor payments, which is equal to the consumption expenditure. So simply income is equal to consumption, that is demand of the economy is equal to the supply in the economy. So let's see this model in a diagrammatic sense. So we have taken two models, two sectors, that is household sector, firm sector. So first we'll go in order wise. So first the household will provide factor services to the firm. Using this factor services, firm will produce goods and services and it will sell to the household. This is one flow, and this flow, that is households, the factor services flows from households to firm, and goods and services flows from firms to household, is known as real flow. As I said, I am going to explain in two sector model. This is going to be the real flow. And as we all know, for the factor services, firm have to make factor payments, that is income, that is rent, wages, interest, profit for the land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So firm will make factor payments, that is income, to the household, and also households are getting goods and services. They have to pay for it, that is the consumption expenditure. So consumption expenditure will flow from household to the firm. This is one circular flow. This is one flow, that is firm, the factor payment is flowing from firm to household, and the consumption expenditure is flowing from household to firm. This is one flow, and this involves money. So this flow is known as monetary flow. As I already said, entire income of the household is spent on the consumption of goods and services produced by the firm. So this flow, this income from the household, the income which household gains as a factor payment will be entirely spent as a consumption expenditure. That was I already mentioned here. Factor payments, income of the households are equal income of the firm. Income of the consumption expenditure is the income to the firm, which is equal to the consumption expenditure. So this is real flow and money flow, and in this model we are not only using only two sectors, we are also using only two markets. We are not we already saw three markets: goods market, factor market, and financial market. Here only we are using only two markets. There is no use of financial market in this model. So goods market, because it only involves of goods and services transactions and the consumption expenditure, and this is known as factor market because factor flows from household to the firm, and the factor payments flows from firm to the household. This is the circular flow of income in a two sector model, only considering two sectors, households and firms. So you can see that every real flow has an opposite monetary flow. Both flows, real flows also goes in a circular play, monetary flows also goes in a circular play, but in an opposite direction. So I think so it is pretty much clear, the circular flow of income in a two sector model. Next we'll move to the two sector model with savings and investment. As in the previous model, we avoided savings and investment. We said that entire income of the household is spent on the consumption expenditure, spent as the consumption expenditure. So the income of this is the equation we seen in the last model, that is income of the household is equal to the income of the firm, which is equal to the consumption expenditure, which is equal to the factor payments. This is what we see. This is possible because we assumed that savings and investment are zero. There is no savings and investment in the economy. So if we ruled out this assumption, so in a normal economy, every person will save. They won't use every income for consumption. They will save some amount of it. So we will rule out this assumption of savings and investment as zero. we assume that we will bring in the normality way, that is household will save. If households save part of income, there will be a leakage in the economy. There will be a leakage in the economy. There will be an income gap. There will be an income gap because households income will not be equal to the consumption expenditure. Consumption expenditure will be less. So what will the firm do? As the consumption expenditure is less, what will the firm do? Firm decides to reduce its production. That means it will hire less factors of production. So factors of income of the household will also fall. So one way to rectify this income gap is bringing in this financial market, that is savings and investment, that is projecting the savings to the firm as an investment. So households, it's a simple, all the other things are same as in the two sector model. Only we are bringing in this model is the financial market. So household will save, and financial in banks and any financial institution, and those banks will lend those money as an investment to the firm. So instead of going into the firm as a consumption expenditure, the remaining amount which are done as an savings will be get into the firm as investment. If savings is equal to investment, the income gap will be rectified. So this will be, we can easily prove using simple economy model. That, wait a minute. In two sector model, we found the equilibrium condition as income is equal to consumption expenditure. But in this model, we are bringing in savings and investment. So the condition will be y is equal to c plus I, or y is equal to c plus s. So using this also we can prove, that is c plus s is equal to c plus I. C and c cancel, so s is equal to I. So the condition for two sector model with savings and investment is that savings should be equal to investment to eliminate the income gap in the economy. So this will lead to income of the household will be equal to income of the firm. So that's it for this video. The difference between two sector model and the two sector model with savings and investment is we are bringing in just this financial market into the model. So that's it. The three sector model and four sector model will be done as a separate video. So do share and subscribe to our channel for more videos on macroeconomics. Thank you guys. Cheers.